Hi there, and welcome to not another Rangers podcast. And tonight, joining me is Ricky, Scotty, and Mark. Everybody knows him as Curry. But just before we start, folks, just to let you know, Davey has taken a step back from the podcast at the moment, just due to some personal issues and ill health, etc. So I just like to wish him all the best, and hopefully he comes back fighting fit. If he does come back, that just depending on what happens. But I'd like to say, Davey, thanks for everything you've done so far. Hope you're feeling better very soon, and nobody will beat David's intros. He was up there. He's a legend. He's on his intros there. His 3 minute long intros with his poems and everything else. But all the best, David. I think the panel members on time will join me and say the same. But we hope to see you soon rather than later. But anyway, Ricky, on to you tonight. How are you doing the days?
No, just echo what you said about Davey, man. He's our host, and he's always welcome back on the pod. You obviously and Davey started the podcast. I joined a bit after, but he's always got a place back on the pod, and I hope he gets his health back and he's back fighting fit as soon as possible, mate. I'm good. Looking forward to speak about Rangers.
And just joined us there now, Scotty. I know you're on the journal earlier on, Scotty, but how you doing? 2 pods in a row, mate.
Aye, not bad at all, mate. Not bad at all. Sorry to hear about Davey. I send my best wishes to him and his family. I hope all's well and hope we see him back soon. Podcasting world and fan media is going to miss him big time with his intros. And let's be honest, he kind of knew what he was talking about when it came to Rangers as well. He wasn't bad at that, was he?
So, no, it was good. It was good.
Thanks for having me on, Kev.
No bother. And Mark, he's a guest for us tonight, as with those on his curry, but from his own podcast, the Stan Liveops. How you doing, Mark?
I'm doing not too bad. It's a bit of a bummer, isn't it? You're going to be one of the best podcasters out with Davey, and you end up with the fucking dregs with me. It's like a bit of coming for the pod.
Beggars carry the choosers, can they, Mark?
It's a shame to hear about Davey. I hope everything goes all right for him. Obviously, I got a lot of respect for Davey. I thought he was an absolutely cracking guy, and he was. You and him and Ricky were doing an absolutely amazing job with the pod. I've done the same. I've stepped back a wee bit because I was just getting myself into knots because I wasn't like where I was seeing with Rangers, and I was just coming across all the time as pure negativity all the time. So I was like, right, it's time for me to just take a wee bit of a break. And personal life, I know I'm just that bloody busy now. It's no real. And because the weather's changing and all, you need to get as much done as you can, but it's still dryish.
I know. I appreciate Mark. Same with you, Scott. I appreciate your comments on Davey. I'll pass them on. Obviously, Ricky, you said that to Davey yourself. So, going to obviously the Hibs game was yesterday, and before we got into a wee bit, there's some things to go through. There isn't a lot. I mean, you've just done a pod, Scotty, and you probably spoke about the stuff we're going to go into, but I'll come to you first, Ricky. What was your thoughts on the game overall? Just watching it as obviously a fan, thinking, especially after the result we got midweek over at Malmo, we thought we played really well. It was 2, maybe on 5 or 6, and then we turned up with a bit of confidence for the Hibs game, but I was kind of taken away very quickly.
No, listen, these games are hard after European football. The positives are 3 points, clean sheet again. We've not conceded a goal since the Old Firm game, which is fantastic. Now, what you have to remember is we had 5 players that have never been in this position before, where they're playing on a Sunday, Thursday, Sunday, Thursday, Sunday, Thursday, and it takes a lot out of you, you know. And now there was things I was a little bit. I thought the first half, I didn't think we were great in the first half. But I thought Clement's substitutions at half-time were completely strange. I've no idea why he took off Raskin. I don't think Raskin was having a great game, but he wasn't playing that bad. He had to hook him off. And then Bajrami, okay, he had a hamstring, and sports scientists told him not to start. He said that before the match. But if I would have brought on Bajrami, I didn't have a problem with that change at half-time, but I would have put him on the left and I would have put McCausland on the right for Czerny, because I really felt sorry for Rigaman, because he started and we were all excited to see him, but he had zero service from the wide areas. The wide areas, Czerny was pretty poor again. Like, he was very, very disappointing. And McCausland, I like Ross McCausland. I know he gets a lot of stick, but you cannot be starting him on the left wing. He's not a left winger. He's learning his trade in the right wing. If you're bring him on as sub. I think he deserved to start yesterday. and I would have gave Tierney a break. But for me, he brought him up. He started him in the wrong position. But what I would say, it was good that Desser's got a rest. I thought he looked absolutely knackered after Thursday, and it was good that he got a rest. But 3 points, mate, and that's 4 victories in a row, 4 clean sheets. So it's not all negative, you know.
Hasn't, and Scott, I know I'm going to ask you the same question, but Ricky also mentioned, like, maybe obviously a wee bit jagged in the legs because of the European match. I know everybody else talks about European hangovers, and it doesn't really matter how much you're getting paid, Scotty, does it? I mean, you're only human, and sometimes if your legs are tired, you can only give maybe 90% instead of 100. But what was your overall performance? Thoughts on the performance? I know we get 3 points, a clean sheet, but what was your thoughts?
Thought it was typical of Rangers domestically this season. The only good game we've played was against Ross County. The rest of them have all been a varied performance, I would say. Playing for 10 minutes here, 20 minutes there, half an hour there. I think when Nico Raskin went off at half time, there was a big gaping hole in the middle of the park that Kieran Dibble didn't fill. I know that's down to fitness issues and things like that. Felt a bit sorry for Rigaman yesterday because I don't believe he get much service going into his feet. But then he wasn't really in the box either. I don't know, Kurt. It's a typical kind of post-international break performance, wasn't it? Where you're back, you're finding your feet. There was some changes in the team that I think affected the tempo of the match. So I would probably stick with that, if I'm honest, in the sense of that it's 3 points and it's done, but we need to start seeing some performances in the league soon because this is beginning to worry me ever so slightly.
And Mark, I know we always have spoken about the performance and the European hangover, whatever you call it, and you think the same? Was it 3 points and move on, or were you more concerned? I know your thoughts previously, but I don't always want to look at the negative side, but just happy getting the 3 points and moving on to the next one, or you're looking for a bit more?
I'm just worried about Ricky. I think his sunbeds blew a fuse. He's lost his internet. I'll go back. Obviously, I've not spoke to anybody over through the Dundee game and then the Malmo game. Malmo was probably the best performance under Phil Clement that we've had. There was hunger, desire, structure. There was professionalism. There was everything you could want for a Rangers side, and that's what we did in Europe. Everybody was really, really happy with the performance and hoping to see a return to that when we went back to Ibrox for the first time in 4 months. And then that happens. We need to agree with Scotty about and what Ricky said earlier about the changes. The changes he's made, Clement made, was baffling. I thought Raza, although he wasn't brilliant, stifled their midfield. They never get any foot, couldn't come forward at all. He was breaking up a lot of the play. He was doing. He was probably pretty similar. Him and Barron are really, really similar. I think Barron works a lot harder than him, but I thought he was okay. I didn't think he was brilliant. I certainly didn't expect him to get hooked at half time. That was just baffling to me. And then when Dowell came on, that was even worse. I remember just sitting there going, what the hell is he doing on? Because we've got young boys there that could do a job. Because when Dowell first came in, we heard a lot of stuff, how good he was going to be. He was supposedly better than he's been. And it's just, I'm getting fed up of players that have been brought in for the dart, basically. And they're no showing any desire. I honestly, through the whole of that game, for me, I thought Dell showed no enthusiasm at all. It looked as if he couldn't be arsed being there. He just didn't want to be there. Maybe I'm being overcritical, but I was disappointed. The first half, I thought was all right. I was happy with the first half. I thought we did really well. Although we didn't create a lot, I thought we still had done enough. But the second half, as soon as Clement made the changes, oh my God, that was turgid. That was shocking. That was some shocking. But we'll go into that later on. But 3 points, aye, and up the road. But the thing is, I want to be happy about it. Well, I'm not happy that we win, we get the 3 points, but I've seen this all before, where we just scrape through, and then we come across a sticky patch, and then we draw one, then we lose one, then we draw another one, because of performances like this. Because there was none of what I seen at the Malmo game showed on Sunday, which is a pity.
I know. We've all been through. We've all got scars with previous seasons doing the same stuff. But I don't think we need to get carried away with good performances. But I think we want to. But I think consistency is what we're looking for just now. If it's a good performance or a bad performance, it's still getting the right result. And listen, I've been critical of the manager, been critical of the team, but I want to try and get behind them more just for my own sanity as well, because I'm fed up being critical. I use it quite. I'm always getting called negative and stuff, so I'm trying to look on the other side of this. But Ricky, going to one player who I've been critical about, and it's probably since up to the Celtic game, I thought we're struggling with his fitness, we're struggling to do stuff. But since then, he's gone to a back a game and he scored the winner again yesterday. Tom Lawrence, he looks fitter. I know people can turn. I've heard folks he's a moments player to bring up big moments in the games, but he took his goal really well. But he's getting involved in other aspects of the match. He's coming back and defending better than some others in the team. And these performances in the last couple of games have been very consistent, probably the last 3 games. And it's good to see, because do you think it was coming from, or do you think it's because we've also signed Barami and Abdulljamir in? Have you got how you pronounce that name? I'm not sure. Been told different things, but do you think it was his presence as well being there? Because he has a number 10, it's keeping Tom on his toes as well.
Part of it, but the main reason is he had a pre-season, mate. He had a good pre-season. He was fit. He was playing all the pre-season games. He knows the manager trusts him now. Basically, that's his position to lose, and you're starting to see glimpses. I don't think he's right back to the player he was at Derby, but you're seeing glimpses, which is a lot more than what you were seeing last season. You know, he scored the winner against Dundee United. He scored the winner, and it was what a goal that was against Hibs. The camera was right behind it, and you seen as soon as he hit it and it curled, and then obviously the idiot put his flag up, and it ended up being, it wasn't even close to being offside, but it was not. It was a great finish. But to be honest, I thought Lawrence played all right, but I thought the midfield, I don't think it worked on Saturday. The defence was playing the ball into the midfield, and they kept playing it back to the defence. It was driving me nuts, mate. It was back to shite bag football, we'd call it. You know, nobody was taking any onus when the defence was playing the ball into midfield. Nobody was taking any onus and trying to drive forward. And maybe Raskin and Barron. I was excited to see Raskin, and I thought he was okay. I don't think he deserved to come off, but I thought he could have done a little bit more on the ball when he was on the ball. He was good at breaking up the play, and he was good at tackling and winning the ball back. But that's what Barron was doing. So I thought they were a little bit too similar. But bringing on Dowell, obviously I got cut off there, guys. But Dowell, Jesus, man. Well, that guy is an empty shell suit, mate. Why he's still getting minutes ahead of players? And I know Rice is injured just now, but where's McKinnon? Where's King? Where's these players? Why are these guys not getting the minutes that we keep bringing on these empty jerseys, and they deliver absolutely nothing? And Clement has got to start trusting our youth players. You saw it the weekend. Lennon Miller again, 2 goals. David Watson, I don't know if you saw his overhead kick for Kilmarnock. Unbelievable. You know, and I know it's a little bit different for Rangers, but we need to give these players a chance for sure, mate. We've been beating the drum on the pod for it since the summertime, and it drives me nuts when I see like how you were winding me up in the chat going, Dowell will come on at half time, and I was like, oh my god, and he did as well, mate, and it was torture. It's always torture. I don't know if he doesn't want to be here, but it's torture watching him trying to play for Rangers.
Well, it's not his fault he's coming on. He's been obviously a manager's picked him to come on, and Scotty we've all kind of said that Raskin done okay to a point, didn't we? Defensively, I thought he was good. He was breaking play up, like you've all said. He was intercepting things, he was following his runners. But offensively, attacking wise, he gave the ball away too much for me. He was trying passes that were in the air, or he was making a pass because he was scared of losing it. And I think that's maybe one of the reasons the manager does shout at him a few times, because they've all talked about a structure, a system, blah blah blah, but you can see something's forming. I think we're trying to pass out more for the back, go through, like he did, go through the middle. He's playing with inverted wingers for a reason. So there is something he's trying to do, but Raskin Yeah, he's very similar to Barron, but Barron can make that forward pass. He does give it away at times, but he's got good recovery, but he does make the pass. Raskin seems scared to after giving the ball away a few times. And I think, like you said, that was one of the reasons Dowell came on. But we all know Dowell doesn't offer a lot. But there's not really any other option for him, is there? At this moment in time, looking at our squad.
There's Bailey Rice, Cole McKinnon.
So Rice is injured, and
yeah, that's right.
Cole McKinnon, I agree with you, but I don't think manager will trust him in front of somebody like Dowell because he knows Dowell's experience.
I understand that. I get where you're coming from. I think the spiny team in terms of Butland sort of proper, Barron and Diamande, I think that's we need to try and play them as often as possible. Obviously, Diamande was out with a knee knocking yesterday, but it's all, I don't know, the midfield just doesn't look as if it's been sitting right with me all season. Never mind, we missed
Sorry
that.
to interrupt him, but I think that's one of the reasons how since the end of the window, with the free market, we never went for anybody, but we did try and get something. The manager still thinks we're short in there, and that's the reason we were looking.
100%. I mean, you've got to rely on Kieran Dibble. You're short in there because Kieran Dibble's a number 10 if he plays out wide. Do you know what I mean? He's not a centre mid. Not to me, he's not anyway. I don't think he's got the skills and the capabilities to play that position. And if he has got it, he's not doing it very well. Raskin, decent enough game yesterday. I still struggle to see what it is with Raskin, what he offers, to be honest. Is he a 6? Does he sit and spread a play? Or does he was playing more advanced at times yesterday and Connor Barron was the one sitting. I just struggle to see what it is he brings to the team, but we missed him when he wasn't here, if that makes any sense. Connor Barron just needs to improve his distribution. If we can get his passing fixed, then what a player you've got. I think that's something that can be fixed on a training field. So overall, decent enough performance yesterday in terms of Midley Park, but we're still solely missing somebody in terms of a 6, somebody that can dictate a play and tell folk where they should be going. Barron's trying to do it, but he shouldn't have to. You know what I mean? He's only 21 or whatever it is.
I mean, Mark, you mentioned like Dowell as well. We know he's not everybody's favourite at the moment, but like I said, it's not his fault he's playing. That's down to the manager for picking him, and he is probably a more advanced player, but he lacks physicality for me. Confidence as well, what you said, but physicality is not strong enough. But Raskin done okay to a point, but you can see when he went off, Hibs were running through us, but the first team to run through us this season. So you can see why we desperately need somebody. So if Diamande's fit or not fit, who does he turn to, Mark? I mean, he can't keep playing Dowell because obviously it doesn't work. Does he bring a youngster in? Does he maybe try and put somebody else in there like Sterling? But Sterling will get the ball forward either because he's more offensive.
The problem is, Keir, that Clement's playing players in the wrong positions or not their natural positions. And Sunday, I was totally perplexed by what I was watching. Let me say, at one point, we had 3 right backs on the pitch at the same time. We had a young boy that naturally plays on the right or on the left. It's just, I'm blaming the performance on Sunday down to come on, no the players. I thought, especially the first half, I thought they did, as I said before, I thought they were comfortable, and if we kept that same system or same tactic, I think we could have maybe went 2 or 3 up. Ingemann wasn't brilliant, but he had flashes in the ball. I mean, see, that goal by Lawrence was outstanding. As I think it was Ricky said, right behind the goal line and just bent it right into the top right-hand corner. Absolutely superb. And that's Lawrence has got that in him. He's got a moment in him. But the thing is, the moments that don't come often enough in a game, he'll do something like that, then he'll go missing for the other 90 minutes. I'll give him one. He does look fitter, Lawrence. He looks a lot fitter than he was. I don't know who we bring in, mate, to be honest with you, because it's like, I'm getting to the point where I think that Clement just dips his hand in a big hat and brings out a number and goes, you're playing there. Because that's what seems to be happening. We're going to go on to the reason why I think we're having performances like this, and you should probably know where I'm going to go with this. This is all down to make Tavernier fit into this squad. This is where our problems are coming from. Same with Cherny. Cherny got a lot of grief as well. There was one moment where he should have went forward and instead passing the ball back, and that's when the fans went nuts at him. But if you look at the overall game, Tavernier left him up that right-hand side himself. He'd nobody to pass to. Tavernier was going fucking... Swear. Tavernier going walkabout. Scotty's off. He says, I'm not listening to him. Tavernier goes walkabout and he can't find them. Now, a right back is the same as like Hefty on the left. Bombing down, ready to take on the winger, take the man away from the winger, or be there available for a pass. Tavernier doesn't offer that because he's too slow. Kearney gets the ball, he turns round, and Tavernier's nowhere to be bloody seen. So he's having to slow the play down so as Tavernier can catch up. I mean, you say, I'm just sick and tired of people making excuses for Tavernier and for Clement as well, because they're both to blame, because Clement's the one that keeps on playing him. And I know I'm a Tav hater. I see it. I'm going to call it out how it is. It's the same as with pressers or not. That presser was absolutely embarrassing for Clement. He's turned into fucking Michael Stewart, biomechanics. Away you go, get that piss away to hell. It was, but CGM said about Dell as well was pretty interesting. CGM 55 about Dell. He's not even getting played in his proper position either. That may be why he's been a bit pissed off. It's the same with all the other players, because everybody else is having to accommodate for Tav, but not playing in their positions. And players must say, do you want to know something? This is pissing me right off, because I know I would be like that. It's like getting the electrician in and saying, oh, by the way, will you do my plumbing for me? You're like, what? But that's my rant. Everybody will be happy now they'll be able to turn back on again or unmute the video. But overall, mate, the performance itself, I'm putting this down to Clement. I really am putting this down to Clement. The same way as I praised Clement for Malmo. I thought he got the tactics spot on against Malmo. I thought we did brilliant. It was completely void on Sunday. And for the first game back at Ibrox, the player should be embarrassed a wee bit about it. But Clement's the main man that needs to start taking responsibility, because some of these decisions he's making are just absolutely horrendous, and everybody can see it. Macy, it's not just me that's mourning. Everybody's like, why did Dow come on? Why is McCausland playing on the left? It's like, why is there three right backs on? Desser comes on. He doesn't get touch the ball for 20 minutes. That's a disgrace, that. But, right. 3 points, mate. That's what it's all about. At the end of the day, this game will be forgotten about to the next game, and we play the same way, and everybody will say the exact same thing, and they'll be pissed off.
I thought you said you weren't going to be negative tonight.
What, mate?
I thought you said you weren't going to be negative tonight.
Aye, that's me getting all my negativity out the mind, mate. I tell you the reason why. I'm still pissed off.
I'll go to you, Rick. You might be a bit more positive here.
Jesus,
Ricky,
man.
Ricky, I'm fed up with the Tav debate. Listen, we can all say about Tavernier, right? We can all say...
You're Curry. He's a Tav lover. He loves Tav.
I know he is, mate.
No, we can all say he should win the side, right? We all say he's been here 2 years, 18 months, 12 months too long. And that's the right answer. But there's nothing we can keep saying or doing. The manager's going to keep playing him.
Exactly.
But on his defence, I thought he done all right yesterday. I didn't think it was an issue. I thought the issue was ahead of him. We know he's not going to get him doing the flank as much as he used to, because he's not the same type of player anymore. He's not going to offer the same assists and same goals, but he's not going to be dropped either. So I thought he'd done all right. But on, like, I can't remember what gun it. He's picked me off my thing, mate. No, but I'm moving on to the penalty frame. I'll ask you and Scotty your opinions on the penalty and the Clement Besser, because Mark brought it up. I think he's going wrong with the presser. I think he's just having his say. I think it's good to see somebody come out and saying something because a lot of times we don't and we let it go and then it happens again and we're all like, why is the manager no spoke out? Why is someone no spoke out? So he spoke out and was it a penalty? Was it not a penalty? What's your opinion first of all? Was it a penalty?
It's a
Is that for me?
100% penalty.
Yeah.
It was a penalty. It was a
It's
penalty. Is
penalty.
Is it me?
His arm was
It's
level
you,
with his
Ricky.
head.
Jesus.
It's you, Ricky.
Put it up
No, you want
there,
to shut him up?
penalty.
Have you got a mute button for him, man?
Chop him up.
No, it was a penalty, mate. I mean, there's no. I mean, that's like what you're saying is valid as well, right? You want your manager to stick up for the club, but you've got to keep your powder dry and pick your moments, man. He's turning into Pedro with some of these press conferences. He's doing the hokey cokey, and he's making an absolute tit of himself because every single person in the room. Listen, Rangers fans are not Celtic fans. It was a clear penalty. As soon as he moved his hand up and the ball hit it, it doesn't matter about the distance. I don't think it was a red card because Butwin was behind him, right? I think Butwin was going to save it. So that takes out the red card element. I don't agree with but as for the actual penalty, it was an absolute as clear penalty as if that was us and the game was 0-0 and that was in the Hibs box in the 80th minute and the ref never gave that, there would be bloody World War III, mate. And this is what I always say about Scottish football, what drives you crazy. When the decisions are right, just fucking admit they were. Sorry to swear, that's Curry that's done that to me. When the decisions are right, just hold your hands up, mate. Well, it was right. It was the goalkeeper. Butwin made a fantastic save. The penalty was pretty pish, but Butwin made a good save and saved the penalty anyway. Move on. Keep your powder dry. Move on. Save it for when you do actually need it. When there's a bad decision that goes against us, because believe me, the next bad decision. The refs are terrible in Scotland. The next bad decision will be around the corner. That's when you start bringing out all this. But that no, I didn't think that was too clever what he did in the press conference, and it was a clear penalty.
I have to say, Scotty, I'm different for Ricky. I thought what he done was okay. I think when he's come out and said that we won the game, so didn't have to mention it, but he did. I think when you mention it, if you've been beat, it's more like they're only saying that because they've been beat. Do you know that way? So I think it was a penalty myself, but I think you've got to remember Clement's always been an advocate of VAR. He supports it, he likes it. I don't personally, but what was your opinion? Do you think it was a penalty? Because obviously we all do. I don't think it was a red card, but I don't think the manager done anything wrong. I think it's just one of the things. You see European managers doing that. I don't think he done anything silly. He could have said things silly in the past, but I thought that was actually okay what he done.
It's definitely a penalty, 100%. There's not even anybody in the comments that's come in and said that it wasn't a penalty. It's a penalty all day. It's a good save by John Souttar, I need to say. That's how get a yellow card for it, fine. That's it done. And I need to be honest, when Clement started doing he's dancing in the middle of the press conference, I just switched it off. Not interested in it, to be brutally honest with you. I've seen so many things that are going about Twitter and everybody's just turned into a joke. I don't want to see my Rangers.
I think that Scotty's maybe doing this as well because he's looking for some consistency when we've seen other games. That's an arm. It's not a penalty. So maybe not just try to pinpoint, well, if that's a penalty, why is the other one now we weren't involved, but why is the other one now not a penalty? Try to just get some consistency with the handball ruling, because to be honest with you, there's no consistency with the handball ruling.
Aye, I get it, Kerr, but you need to pick your battles.
I think you've done right. I think you've done right. So the threes.
I'm not sitting here slating him. I can see why he's done it, but what I'm saying is I'm not interested in it. I'm not interested in sitting chatting about referees at the end of the day, because it all comes back down to Rangers being good enough and winning games of football without refereeing decisions influencing a result. And it's no yesterday, it's no influence, because we've had the 3 points, and no matter what happens against the Rangers this season or for them, it doesn't matter. If we were talking on the pitch like we should, then we'll be fine. Do you know what I mean? That's where I've always sat when it comes to referees and he's one of them, he's one of us, whatever. Brother beating all this kind of part. I've always sat in the fence with it and says, you know what, if Rangers are good enough, they've got a bigger budget than most teams in the country, we should just be getting out and doing our jobs against them. And that's always been the bottom line with me when it comes to referees, to be honest with you, Kerr. So
No, I know.
the fact that the manager's coming out and speaking against it, fine, I'm all for it. But date in a different manner is what I would say.
I see that. I see the point for the 3 years. I think he might have done it differently, but I think it's good to see him speaking out in things because for a long time nobody spoke out when decisions have went against us, and
Yeah.
it's good to bring it up.
See if he just came out and turned around and said there was a similar incident not that long ago with Scales who did the exact same thing, and that wasn't a penalty. How come the exact same scenario is now a penalty? That's all he had to do. He didn't have to say anything else. He didn't have to start doing his birthday song and all that. So that's the thing that gets me. I've stopped watching pressers now because every time I hear from him, it just feels as if he's always making excuses for performances that are no good enough. There's always, they've not had enough sleep, they've not had enough this, they've not had enough that, the weather's bad, the pitch is rubbish. There's always seems to be an excuse for him, or there's going to be bumps in the road and all that. It's as if he's planning in case there is failure.
I think every manager does that, but every manager does that. It doesn't matter who you're the manager. Every manager always plans ahead just in case it doesn't go. It goes tits up basically, so they get something to say. Because all managers lie. No matter who the manager is, they'll tell you stuff one week and then the following week it can be totally contradicting themselves. But that's what managers do. Football players do it as well. What managers do, they've all done it in. Every manager's done it at every club at some point, and players do it as well. But I just think I didn't bother me what he done. I don't think he could come out and mention somebody else's name or mention our club. I think that's taking it too far. But bringing it up, it keeps it in the eye because I think you have to. And I agree with Scotty to a point. Referees don't make that much a difference per se because I think they're all rotten anyway. But you just have to bring it to the forefront because other clubs do constantly. And they've been winning trophies for years, but they still mention it. And then when the games are tight or the games or whatever, it goes their way because you know yourself, if you say something long enough, people start to believe it. And that's our problem. People have been saying stuff for long enough, so people don't listen to us. And it's time they started to listen to us as well as others. But just
I've been good looking for the last 20 years and I still haven't convinced anybody.
That's a totally different ballgame, Mark. Going back to you, Ricky. You seem to like the inverted wingers, the way we're trying to play with. Listen, it does bore me if it works, it can seem good. But yesterday I thought Ross McCausland done okay at a point, but he took him off. On the other side, Tierney, what you want to call him, he was poor. He was giving the ball away. To me, he lacks some physicality as well. When he loses the ball, he doesn't really chase it back and get back into position or get focused behind the ball. He just kind of goes, well, somebody won it back from me and get it again, but he's very predictable for me the way he plays. I know because he's playing the opposite side, but that's the way he wants me to play, and he's done it against Motherwell. We all thought, this is fantastic. But since then, everybody's reading his game, and he can't really change it. And I know Mark mentioned Tara's not helping him, but even if he had a decent winger or full back next to him, I don't think that's going to help his game at this moment in time because he's playing poor. And do you also think, Scotty can answer this as well, do you also think that's when he shouted it back at the fans, I know a lot of fans don't like that, but you know yourself, Ricky, if you're getting abused with somebody, when I've spoken about it with Tav, you can give you a bit back. Man, if players have done it for years, players have done it since the 80s, giving you a bit back to the crowd. But nowadays it seems to be a personal attack, the crowd don't like it. Years ago you shouted back, fuck off and do your job. That's the way stuff has happened, but football's changed that much. So what's your opinion on what's your opinion on Tierney, and what was your opinion on that wee bit of shouting?
I think we've got to be a little bit patient with all the new players, and I know fans don't want to hear that. Tierney he's had a bad week. He's been, since the international games, he's came back from the last block of international games. He's a Czech international, remember, but he's been super poor. He was really poor against Malmo. almost every player was fantastic on Thursday, and he was one of the ones that really, really disappointed. I don't think he should have started yesterday. I agree with Curry. I think the manager did him no favours starting him yesterday. I think it was a perfect opportunity to play McCausland in his proper position and either move Cherney to the left or give him a rest is what I would have done yesterday. And as for what happened with the fans, I don't think it was per se at Cherney. I think it was the move. There was so many, as I said, it was shite bag football, mate. We were getting it in defence. They were breaking the lines. Suter was breaking the lines. Proper was breaking the lines. And any time they got it forward in a good position, every player wanted to play back all of a sudden. It was like, what are you doing, guys, you know? And that, when the fans like groaned and went mental at him, that was because he was in a very good position. And rather than progress the play and move it forward, he played it back, and the fans just like, it was like the whole stadium was like, you know, it was like, welcome Ibrox. And it was, I didn't mind. I think he was just frustrated, and he was probably frustrated with what happened at that moment with the fans. And he was frustrated with his own performance as well, because let's not beat about the bush. He probably knows himself that he's been absolutely pissed the last 4 games, you know. So I think it was like a double whammy there. But I wouldn't be, you know what we're like. We always need a whipping boy, and I wouldn't be getting on his back too soon. Let's see where we are. Let's see where we are up to the next. He's got 2 games, big games this week. Let's see how he does against Lyon, because he's definitely going to play in that game. And then if he's as poor as he was last week against Lyon, then I would take him out and put McCausland on the right for the St Johnstone game. So let's see how he does this week. But as for the thing with the fans, I mean, that's always going to happen at Ibrox. So he needs his teammates to get around him now and say, look, just calm down a little bit, just progress, move forward and just get used to playing in front of these fans at Ibrox.
What about yourself, Scotty? What's your opinion? Cherney's not really been setting the hair on fire, has he, the last few weeks? He's been quite disappointing, for Ricky says, especially since international break.
He's not been great, but he's not been awful either. He's not going to turn into a whipping boy. There's too much quality in him for that. I think it's trying to find a balancing act with Cherney, because he's so left-footed. It's a sight for sore eyes at times, because everybody's already figured out what he's going to do. And he's tried to play across into the box and stuff to second-guess defenders with his right foot, and they've not really come off, you know what I mean? I don't think he's poor enough to become the next whipping boy of Ibrox crowd. I just don't think that's going to happen. We've been watching CD9 for well over a year now, do you know what I mean? And he's not a whipping boy of Ibrox, and he's played a lot worse games than what Cherney's ever going to play for us, as far as I'm concerned. But we'll need to wait and see how he pans out. I think he will turn out good in Europe, like Ricky said. I agree with that. I think Europe's going to be his cry, and I think in Scotland he's got too much quality not to succeed. But you need to remember, these guys are just in a door. He's a loan signing with a lot of quality that I think is going to turn out good. I think he's going to be a good goal contributor for Rangers over the course of a season. Is he what we want to see it right mid? Probably not, I would say. But I don't think he's going to be a worse signing this summer, put it that way. In terms of the whole fan thing, he needs to wrap his head around that. That's how a Rangers support is very quickly, because it's not going to change. No. If he's shouting back, things are just going to get worse. He needs to keep his head down, learn fate, and move on very quickly for Mika.
And what's your opinion, Mark, on him, Jink? Like Scotty says, he'll do okay the rest of the season. I know he's only on loan, but if it was me, I wouldn't be taking him any longer than that. Once he was back, he's back for me.
I'm going to agree with Scotty. I hate saying this, that I need to agree with how Floki there. I don't think he was awful. I don't think he was brilliant either. Another player I don't think reached his potential yet. A lot of people say he's a one-trick pony. He's having to do that because he's not getting any support on that right-hand side. I keep on saying there's...
He always goes back to Carve, doesn't he? Even with smoking at death.
I've not released his name yet. But Kyle, 1872, said something in chat, and it's exactly right. But maybe he's been told to wait till Tav comes into position to play the ball. And this is what the problem is. Is it? We don't know. it just seems that there's one rule for certain players and other rules for the other players. For me, and
What's other rules for other players?
do whatever you want. Play how bad as you want. You'll still get picked.
Apart from Tav, who else are you talking about?
So far this season, all but for the last 2 games, Lawrence. I don't think Lawrence is a good season so far. It's only the last couple of games that he's come in. Play probably a lot better. Well, a lot better. He scored a couple of good goals.
Even at that, he was still awful yesterday, Curry.
Aye, well, I thought the first half he looked pretty fit, but the second half he looked absolutely knackered. That's where I thought that's where the changes would have get made. It just I don't want to see the same happening with the players that have got that happened last season when we chased up one of the most creative players out. And I know a lot of people hated the man, but he was going to be the player who we're going to build the team with last season, and now he get kicked out the door because apparently his attitude or he wasn't doing his best tell. This is the thing I'm talking about with Clement. He seems to get a pick on a player. It was the same when you used to see Scott Wright. Scott Wright was goddamn awful. But Clement still giving him cuddles, putting his arm around him and all that. And I'm like, why? He was shite. Just change him out, get him off the park and get somebody on that's going to play a bit better. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see for every Rangers player. Anyway, negative it away. How about them with Clement, mate? No Clement. Butland, even. It was nice to see Butland getting a good game.
I think Jack's last few games have been very good. I think he's got a wee bit of confidence back, and I think it helps with having the 2 centre backs in front of him. I think the 2 centre backs were going to come on to, and I think the 2 of them are starting to form a good partnership, and I think that helps having 2 guys there every game instead of chopping and changing. I think that helps a keeper and also helps 2 centre backs. But it's good to see Jack Butland playing well. He's come out for Crossy with more confidence as well, which I'm delighted about. He was kind of hesitating a while back, and he was, will I come for it, will I not come for it? But he's coming out and taking them. Passing with his foot is always going to be an issue. He was never the best. I'm not saying he's the worst either, but he's going to have great games. He's going to make good passes. He's going to have games where he maybe miss hit 1 or 2, but that's what some goalies do because they're not the best with the ball at their feet. But no, it's good to see him back. I think, like I say, the last few games, he's been putting a lot more confidence. And it's good to see Curry, but we'll just mention the 2 centre backs. So Scotty, Proper, Suter obviously after the Celtic game get a lot of criticism. So did Proper, but especially Suter because obviously he's been at the club for a while and we were saying he's got a mistake in him every match and is he the man to take us forward? But I think since then he's grown. I think he kind of, a lot of folks, a lot of opinions have changed, but I think maybe there's something there. I think his performances have got a lot better. I think his leadership is starting to show. But I actually think Proper has helped him. And I was getting criticised a few times because I thought Proper looks like a proper player, pardon the pun, but I think for what we've bought him for, he's experienced. I know he's not the quickest, right? And I'm not going to say he is, but I think he gives us something we're missing. I think he's just a defender. I think he does his job well. He will be cut out as well, but I think the 2 of them together look better than maybe one of them playing with somebody else. I think they're growing. I think they're gelling. I think they're getting to understand each other's game.
Aye, definitely. What I'll say about John Suter is that was his best game for Rangers against Malmo on Thursday night here. But John Suter's a defender that can play in a team when its back's against the wall.
He's a siege defender.
Aye, when Rangers are underdogs, John Suter will be the best player in the park because he'll header his granny out the road if that's what he needs to do for a Rangers win. But then when he's got the ball at his feet, if he's not got space to drive into, he gets confused. For me, he gets confused, gives away. Try to ping a couple of passes out of Tavern yesterday, and you seen him getting misplaced. You seen a penalty. Whether or not you think it's harsh, it's an error. It's a John Suter error that's cost Rangers a penalty and could have cost us points yesterday. I think domestically, he's probably not our answer going forward. But in terms of playing in Europe when there's a situation like we were in at Malmo. I think he's going to come out and be, like I say, best player in the park. He'll header everything. He'll clear everything. Seen even yesterday a couple of blocks. He was superb. Robin Propper's growing into his own. We had a pod last week in the journal. It was a squad review or something we done. And it was like we were saying that it was the worst signing of the summer. And we weren't saying that to be critical of him. It was just because all the other signings have looked so good so far that Robin Propper's looked the least good. But I would say Hibs was his best game yesterday. I thought some of the blocks he put in were fantastic. I thought he controlled the line really well in terms of telling people when to move up the park, when to bench in. And him and Suter look as if it's going to be a really fruitful partnership for me going forward. You need these guys to play games together. It's the only way we're going to forge these relationships. You need Diamande and Barn to play as well. And I think as long as you've got the base of that team with Butland, 2 centre-backs and 2 centre-mids, the rest of it can all kind of fall into place. Obviously, centre-forward, Dessers has got that just now, but you don't know what's going to happen when Danilo comes back and finally finds his fitness. Agaman, how much more minutes he's going to get. Wingers, I don't know what Rangers are doing with wingers, honestly. Seem to buy them and they just break right away. Matondo looked absolutely brilliant against Ross County. See some of the runs that guy was doing, running to the front post and the goal threat he had. I was like, finally, we might actually be seeing something here. And then he gets injured. Ross McCausland at left mid yesterday didn't convince me in the slightest. Showed some good sparks, but he's just a typical young player. Ross McCausland this season needs to come off the bench to make an impact for me, just like he did against Malmo. That's the way he's going to learn. That's where he is in his development, and that's fine. He's good enough to do that. He's more than good enough to do that and contribute. He'll probably get better numbers this season than what he did last season through it. But back to your main point, Kerr, I think the centre-backs are starting to look good. They're starting to gel. I struggle but with some of the time I see Butland getting the ball. And I don't know if you noticed this in Malmo, but the two of them were more or less standing at the edge of the penalty box each. They're taking very wide positions when Butland's got the ball at his feet. And I don't know, we tried to do that at Parkhead and it got unpicked very, very quickly.
I think that's where looking for a midfielder to drop deep on it and go in the centre. And sometimes Barron's been doing that, but other games he's maybe further up the park. So maybe looking for somebody to drop in there.
But Barron's your only player that seems to want to fucking progress the ball forward and play between the lines. So that's damaging Connor Barron because you're asking him to do what John Lundstrom done and slip into between the two centre-backs and then you've got your full-backs high. Tav's not getting up and down the park, but he's coming inside. And then between Jeff Day and Barron, I don't know who's been a better signing this summer. Two of them have been absolutely phenomenal.
I wouldn't say it's bad. I wouldn't say it's damaging Barron. I'd just say it's maybe he needs a position that's his own. He can't be doing 2 or 3 jobs in the park at one time because that's not what he's brought in for and that's what he's trying to do at this moment in time and it's not fair on the lad. But Ricky, what's your opinion on the 2 centre-backs? No, you had a wee bit of you and David a wee bit of say because David was winding me up and I was winding him up a bit proper, but you were kind of jumping over to my side because you thought...
I mean, it's the same as what we spoke about earlier, man. You've got to give these guys a bloody chance. I mean, honestly, some of the comments today about Igamani's getting stick about his performance on Saturday. I even see people calling out Barron now. He's not always hyped up to be and everything. That's Rangers fans saying that, man. You're like, what am I reading here, man? But about the centre-backs, we've not conceded a goal since we got absolutely pumped in. Okay, we got humped at Parkhead. If that happens again, then the shit will hit the fan again, you know. But since then, you can only win the games, and we've not conceded a goal. And okay, I think we were a little bit leggy on Saturday, so we gave up more chances than we have in the previous games. But we went away to Malmo, mate, and we didn't even concede any chances. It's unbelievable. Away against a team that's run away with the Swedish league, Propper and Suter are building a really, really good partnership. We're not conceding goals, mate. We're on a good. We're fit. There is signs in the team that we're starting to fix. All right, and I totally agree with the midfield. We need a number 6. We knew we needed a number 6 in the summer. We knew, for me, we needed another striker to help Dessers because Danilo was going to break down again. But the partnership in the centre of defence is not something that, for me, we need to worry about. They look fantastic together. Keep playing them. Don't be dropping one for Balgan, giving them a game or anything like that. Keep playing them, and let them develop together, because they're not conceding goals. They're not even conceding chances. And that's one part of the team that, since the last international break, that we've got spot on.
Yeah, and I'll come to you, Mark, about the Agaman. I know everybody jumped on Agaman after his performance, cut his performance. He's saying this is a new number 9. This is our new hope, and we all jumped on it with both hands, saying he's our new hero. Yesterday, he lacked a bit of support, but it was tough against Hibs at times. They're quite a physical side, tall side, and he'll learn for this. But what's your opinion of him so far? Because obviously it's only Dessers there. Danilo, we don't know when we'll see him again. He's supposed to have been injured and all his bad, but he's on the European squad, so who knows? But what's your opinion on Agaman? Do you think he's going to turn into a player? I think he's got a lot of potential, but what do you think?
I agree with you there, mate. I think he's got a lot of potential. He's showed it the last couple of times he's been on. But put it this way, he managed to get on the ball quite a lot. His hold-up play was quite good as well. A lot of people were saying that's what Morelos used to do with the ball and bring other players into the plane. But I don't see why anybody is having a go at him, because he's not as if he's played a huge amount of minutes. You give the boy a chance. We need somebody else in there to try something different. And as I said, when Dessers did come on, it took him 20 minutes to even touch the ball. So I've got a lot of hope for him. And as for the centre back two, I think they've been pretty solid. And I think that the reason for that, a big reason for that, is probably, I think Barnes, the anchor between our defence and our midfield and our semi-forward line. He's the one that's always there to break up play, pick up the ball, play the ball forward. We say he played 2 bad passes in the whole of the game. They gave the ball away with just sloppiness. So I think CGM was saying that he's been good this season. He said he was crap yesterday. I don't think he was crap yesterday. I definitely don't think he was brilliant. But I'll tell you what, Captain Calamity, he saved his arse a couple of times yesterday where he ran into space. Right, shut up the Perries. Right, this is positive.
Can I ever ask you a question? You don't have to bring Taffy into it.
Aye.
What job for done tonight, Curry? I don't know. Taff never made me anything.
I'll be happy when he's not at our club, I can assure you. Everybody already knows that.
Anyway, Ricky, we're going to go into Thursday. Obviously, it was a decent performance yesterday, as in we get the 3 points. Maybe not as much on the eye, but we got the 3 points on to the next one. We're going to go into Thursday, obviously. Jeffy's back, I think, isn't he, for Thursday?
Yes, correct, yeah.
So, Casemiro's probably no start, but just talking about him first of all, I thought he looked good. Malmo, I thought he came on yesterday. He done okay. He's a physical boy. He can look after himself. He's got a good touch, and I would like to see more of him, to be honest with you. But Thursday will be a difficult game because Lyon are not going to be Malmo. They're a totally different outfit. They're going to cause us a threat. They're going to cause us an issue. Would you take a draw, or are you looking for more?
No, I'm looking for 3 points, mate. We've got a tough group. Crowd. And listen, they spent 120 million, so I'm not sitting here thinking that we're just going to turn up at Ibrox and we've got the right to go and beat Lyon. We definitely do not. But if Ibrox is rocking, which I hope it is, they put the Union Bears in the old folks' home, the Copeland. I saw a brilliant post on Follow today with all the people, all the old dads moaning in the Copeland saying, I will stick that megaphone up your arse and stick that drum with it. But hopefully peace breaks out.
Any chance?
Yeah, probably. It was Tav's fault, man. So hopefully peace breaks. Hopefully peace breaks out and there's a brilliant atmosphere on Thursday night so the players can see Ibrox at its full potential. And just go for it, man. These games there's no point in worrying about anything but 3 points. Go for it. We've got 2 home games. You imagine if we managed to come out these 2 home games with 6 points and that's us got 9 points. That's us almost qualified, and then we can enjoy the Spurs game and the Man United game, and we can enjoy these games because we're probably guaranteed at least a playoff spot anyway. So for me, the team basically picks itself, mate. It's going to be exactly the same team that played in Malmo, except for the obvious change at left back for sure. I hope Diamante's back because he will be a massive miss if he's not back in the midfield. The managers seem confident about what our medical department, Jesus Christ, man, he's probably in the cryo chamber freezing to death as we speak on the wrong setting. So hopefully they manage to get him out that cryo chamber for Thursday and he's good to go. And just go for it, mate. Just go for it. Nothing to lose. If we lose, who cares? If we lose 3-0, who gives a shit, mate? Just go for it. Try and get the points. I'd rather we went for it, entertained the crowd, good performance. And if we win, we're in a fantastic position.
What about you, Scotty? You looking forward to Thursday? I know CGM just put you only pick his strongest 11 because I will start. I thought that was Curry for a second. But Thursday night, do you go for it? Or are you more conservative, as in they're a good side, they're better than what we played, they're probably better than what we play every week. You want to get a positive result, but on the other hand, you don't want to get a doing because we've had a bit of confidence recently with the wins we're picking up.
I think we'll play the exact same way we did against Malmo. Let's not kid ourselves on, lads, right? We're going into us underdogs again. There's no two ways about it. Ibrox can be 12th man, Rangers support can roar a team on, etc., etc. But Rangers are going into us underdogs. I've just looked at Lyon's squad there. That's some side they've got. Like, they've got guys like Wolf Saha sitting on their bench. Like, they're no mugs, basically. So they will come in and they will probably dominate the ball. It's how Rangers use it when they go forward. And I think if they use it properly, then I can see us lifting the 3 points. It's hard to tell whether Lyon have turned the corner or not because they're not playing good domestically. They came back and beat Toulouse 2-1 yesterday, I think. And then they get a good result against Olympiacos, who won a Conference League last season, as we all know. They absolutely panned Villa at Villa Park and all that. Like, they were a good side, and Lyon went there and got some points. But it's Rangers, it's under the lights, it's Ibrox, and Philippe Clement seems to have us playing football in certain games in Europe. So you never know. But I would take a draw, personally. I want to win, of course. But I would take a draw, and then we've got Stoya Bucharest in the next match at Ibrox. Take 7 points for the next 2 games.
Yeah, I was thinking.
7 points off for the first 3 games, and that's you in a brilliant position.
No, I was saying the same yesterday. I said I would take a draw now. I'm not being defeatist. Don't want to get beat. That's the main thing. But I think if I had 7 for the first 3 games, I'd be happy with that. What about yourself, Mark? You're looking forward to Thursday. I know you're not going to like the right back at starting, so we'll go for that. But right, I don't want you going that rant. But the rest of the team and going forward, do you think they've got a chance? Or would you happy with a draw? Do you want to go out and attack them? Or what's your thoughts?
Well, I'm going to agree with CGM 55 for definite. He's totally right. We won't be starting with our strongest 11. It depends what Rangers turn up, mate. Is it going to be Snow White or one of the 2 ugly sisters, like Scotty and Ricky? I mean, to say we don't know who we're going to get. If we get the same side, twice nightly, mate. Thank you. If we come out the same way we did against Malmo, with the same attitude, the same hunger, same setup, I think we'll give them a good game. I don't know how Lyon are playing. All I know is they're sitting 11th now in their league. So I think they're 7 games have played so far, so it's just early doors for them. But they've certainly not been off to a good start in the season. So maybe on paper, we should be thinking, definitely 3 points. At home, I'll be looking for 3 points as well. If we win, I'll be ecstatic. I'll be well happy. If we get a draw, I won't be disappointed. Even if we lose, I don't think I'll be too angry because I think we are, as the guy said, we are underdogs for this. And I need to apologise to everybody. I'm having to deal with a demanding dog here. She's been sitting with me all night and she's been trying to paw me, getting attention. I don't know what's up with her. She's not usually like us. But I'm just like, I want a decent performance, mate. That's all I want to see. I want to see us playing proper football like we did last Thursday. I don't want to see what I seen on Sunday because that was dire. So
No, I agree with you. It wasn't great.
Scott, can I ask Curry a question? Curry, what do you think of Tavernier's corners?
Sometimes, all right. Sometimes, absolute pants. Well, he put in man yesterday in for a throw-in. Good old Tav. But his overall cross yesterday was absolute pants. I don't think he put one proper cross in that connected with a man. So it's just, but as I said, I don't like to be going to another Tav bashing session because everybody knows my feelings on him. So it's pointless, really. And as Kerr said, really, is that there's no point as really moaning, or is it will he play, will he no play? The manager's going to play him. It's as simple as that. So it doesn't matter how much we scream and shout and moan and swear about it. He's not going to change. And if he doesn't change it, it could end up in the result with the same as the last two managers. So it's up to him. But anyway, I'm looking forward to it. I always look forward to watching Rangers play, even although sometimes it kills me. It's just like, it's lucky. I mean, see, another season of this, I'm going to end up looking like Scotty when he's here. It's going to be murder. But I look forward to it. I'm going to hopefully get a win, mate. I want to see us get the 3 points because it will set us up for the rest of the games, and especially the last two. It's the last two of Man U and Spurs, isn't it? It's the last two. So we need to take as many points as possible. A lot of people said Man United are in turmoil. Man United are miles beyond us, by the way. Even, they might be absolutely shite down there, but I'll tell you what, we're going to struggle against them. And I'd love to put my blue tinted glasses on for this, but we'll struggle.
I think it'll be closer for playing at Ibrox, but it will be difficult, but you just never know because it depends what mind to turn up because surprise them. But everybody, thanks for watching tonight. I really appreciate that, and thanks to Mark, Ricky, and Scotty for joining me this evening. We'll see you on Friday. So good night.